ritualistic. So what are some of the things that we can do in hard times that would get us through? I think that the first thing is, like Mary and Joseph and Jesus, we've got to make sure we get to the temple and offer ourselves up again, consecrate ourselves. We've got to steady the pace that we're at, not by losing sight of where we're trying to go, but we go to the temple and we faithfully offer ourselves up to God all over again to allow God to know that we've not lost perspective about who's in charge. You see, one thing I want to spend at least 3 more minutes here, that in a world like ours that moves as quickly as it does, and when we face the kind of challenges that we face, things can easily get away from us. There are those of us who thought we were rooted and grounded, thought we were stable and focused, and then life started to happen. There was downsizing in it. You lost this and you lost that. Your house in jeopardy. Some people in here may have already lost your homes, and your faith is shattered, and you kind of think you've been abandoned. But even in hard times, there's something that you can do. You can decide through observing rituals, religious rituals, that I'm not going to give in to the ways of this world, that I'm going to hold my hope, I'm going to stay steady, I'm going to trust God through it. Bless the name of our God. That every child of God for the new year ought to be saying to themselves that my prayer life for next year is going to be better than my prayer life in 08. And if my prayer life is strong, then there's a good chance when the storms of life come, I'll be able to stand the storm. Don't fool yourself. Just because you got religion don't keep the storm from coming. But since we already know that the storm is going to come, if I develop me a ritual, if I can find my way to my prayer closet, if I can strengthen my inner man, don't you know that it'll be hard for the wind to blow me off track? Bless God tonight. So we've got to remember the Lord in hard times. In fact, we got to choose to remember him. Because I'm telling you, when trouble comes in hard times, it's easy to forget him. But if we purpose in our heart that I've got to remember God no matter what, you ought to turn to your neighbor and just tell your neighbor quickly, this new year you ought to remember God no matter what. No matter what. I see some high and mighty people trying to look and laugh at this. And I don't blame you for thinking you all of that in a bag of chips. But this word is trying to help you. And so I'm asking you again to find you somebody and just tell them, listen, I don't care what happens in the new year. Stay close to God. Stay close to him. Listen to this. That Israel was on their way to the promised land. And Moses